This is yoga for your post-recovery run. Beginning in Tadasana, peel your toes off the mat, ground them down into the earth. Let's find a neutral pelvis, roll the shoulders back, and relax the arms with the palms facing forward. Taking a couple of deep breaths, regulating that post-run high. Now let's move into calf raises. We're doing 6. From here, circle the arms up over the head, taking a side body stretch towards the right. Your feet are grounded and you're feeling a stretch down the ribs and down the back of the hamstrings as well. 3 times on each side, inhaling, exhaling. And again, gaze up into the sky, and then let's take Uttanasana with a pistol grip behind the back. Roll the shoulders open and then melt forward, bending the knees. Your head is hanging towards the earth. You're looking at the knees or the thighs. You might squeeze the palms together here or release your hands to the floor. If you want to create more space in your upper back, you have the option to hold your elbows. Continue hanging out in your Uttanasana, just releasing all the tightness from your run. Taking one more breath and then releasing the hands down to the ground. Toe heel your feet outwards twice and then slowly sink your hips down into a squat, Malasana. Press the palms together and press the elbows into the knees. Let all your limbs squeeze against each other, lifting out through the chest. Pressing down through all 4 corners of the feet. Let's do some cow cats. As you inhale, roll your shoulders back, and then exhale, reach your arms forward around the back. Inhale for a tall spine. Exhale, melting forward. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Really melt forward here, and then walk your hands back to your body and then forwards, extending the legs behind you for a plank pose, and then drop the knees, and let's come straight into hero's pose with a toe tuck. Curling the toes, sitting on your heels, resting the palms down on the thighs, and just taking a moment. And we'll take multiple moments like these throughout the practice to just tune into the body and appreciate how we're feeling. Continuing and sitting here for half a minute more. Couple more breaths. And then gently moving forwards Untucking the toes, coming to sit back down on the heels. Relieving our feet. And then coming into a cow-cat in a 4-point kneeling position, hands under shoulders, knees are under the hips, dropping the belly, reaching out through the head for cow. And then exhale, pressing the floor away from you and your cat. Inhale for your cow. Exhale for your cat. Inhale, keep going. Exhale. Make sure to untuck the toes here and press the tops of your feet down for more stability. Continue moving with your breath. And then start to look over your shoulder towards your hips. And you're trying to bring the shoulder and the hip as close as you can. You're always welcome to remain in your cow-cats, or find a more authentic, organic movement that your body is asking for. So here we're doing a figure 8, moving the whole spine up and down, pressing into the shoulder blades, and from side to side as well. And then you can always walk your hands forward and then drop your hips to each side of the mat, and then round your bottom in a circle to the back of the mat and then to the front again. Pushing your hips to each side, reaching back. And then sending the hips behind for downward facing dog. Bending the knees, reaching the hips up nice and high. Your feet are hips width distance apart. Fingertips are nice and wide. Reach the right leg behind you. Bend the knee and open the hip. Trying to stack the right hip over the left. Strong through both arms. Bring the knee into the chest, step the foot in between the hands. And then drop the back foot flat on the mat. Come up to stand in warrior 1. Try to prevent your ribs from rounding forwards too much. And then let's cactus the arms. Imagine you're spreading the mat apart with your feet. Continuing to breathe here and then turning the thumbs down, interlacing the fingers behind the back, rolling the chest open. And then exhale, hinging from your hips, coming down for humble warrior. Same as your Uttanasana, you're relaxing the head beside the knee. Trying to keep your hips squared and then release your hands down. Stepping the left foot back, peel the right arm open in your revolved lunge. We don't realize how tight we can get in our running, keeping everything nice and stable. And circle your hand down on either side of your foot. Bend the knee, drop the hips. And then as you exhale, extend your leg. And then again, bend the knee, reach out through the crown of your head. Exhale, send the hips behind. Inhale, bending the front knee, sinking the hips. Exhale, reaching the hips behind, and you're dropping your head to your knee. One more time, bend the front knee, rolling the shoulders back. And then exhale, extending the front leg, dropping the head to the knee. Let's drop the back knee down on the mat and move into Anjaneyasana. Bring that front foot in just a little bit more closer to the body. Sinking our hips towards the earth. And potentially lifting that front heel off the mat so we have more space to sink the hips down towards the mat. If your hands are up in the sky, you can bring them together at the heart center. And when you're ready, circle your hands back down onto the mat. Tuck the back toe and reach the right leg up behind for three-legged dog. From here, let's bring the right knee to the right wrist, the ankle to the left. And then settle down for pigeon pose. Your back leg is extended. And you can melt over your front leg. If you experience any discomfort or pinching in your hips here, Find your deer pose in which you bring your back knee a little bit closer towards your heel. You make a square with your legs and you fold over your front leg to a place that's comfortable. We don't want to be feeling too much tightness and resistance here. And then just melting the head down on the mat or on our arms. Staying here for about a minute. Tuning into our breath here, noticing the way it's slowed down. Finding a sense of peace. And then when you're ready, you can slowly walk your hands back towards your body, tuck the back toe, send your right leg up into the sky for your last three-legged dog on this side. And then slowly drop the right foot back down, paddle the feet out. And then let's, back in our downward facing dog, reach the left leg up into the sky. Bend the knee and open the hips. Left hip sits on top of the right. Your foot is coming towards your bottom. Then bring your knee into your chest. Step your foot in between your hands. Back foot comes down, warrior one. Reach the arms up over your head. And if you experience any tightness again, invite yourself to take cactus. And as you can see here, I'm arching my back a little bit too much, so draw the ribs in. Interlace the fingers behind the back, roll the shoulders open, gazing upwards into the sky. Exhale, hinge from your hips, humble warrior. Again, resting the head beside the knee. Make sure that the bend is still in your front knee and press down through your back foot. One more breath here. And release your hands down onto the mat. Step the right foot back and peel the left arm open in your revolved lunge. Extending through that back leg, and then exhale, return the hands down. And then let's move into our Hanumanasana flow, bending and extending the leg again, dropping the head to the knee. Inhale. Exhale, reach the hips up behind you. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And that back heel is lifted so you can move more easily. Exhale. Let's drop that back knee down onto the mat. Moving into Anjaneyasana, bring the front foot in a little bit closer, potentially lifting the front heel and dropping your hips towards the earth. Reach your arms up nice and high, and you can bring the hands together at your heart center when you're ready. Your back leg is reaching behind you. And when you're ready, slowly circle your hands back down onto the mat. Tuck the back toes, reach the left leg behind you, three-legged dog. And exhale, pigeon pose, bringing the left knee to the left wrist, the ankle to the right, extending the back leg behind you. And again, take your deer pose if that's what you need to do before you take pigeon. Squaring the legs, flexing the feet, and sending the back leg behind. Melting down towards the mat. Spending almost a minute here. You can always reach your hands forward or rest your head on your hands. Start to walk the hands back towards the body. Roll the shoulders back, tucking the back toes, sending the left leg behind you for your last three-legged dog. Gently dropping the left foot down and then both knees down onto the mat. Moving into our last asana of the practice, child's pose. Bring the big toes together, the thighs nice and wide, and then melt your upper body down towards the mat. Reaching out through your fingertips and breathing into your spine. Begin to walk the hands over to the right, resting the left arm on top, and then taking 3 deep breaths, inhaling, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, and then walking your hands over to the left hand side, right hand rests on top. And if you feel any pinching or discomfort in the inner thighs, walk your hands a little bit closer to the center. One more breath. And then exhale, return your hands to the center. You can stay in your child's pose for as long as you like. But if you want to end your practice, you can do that here. Namaste.